We'll take a look at the numbers for Lexi Kilfoyle here in just a moment as game 3 is officially underway. Henry swings at that one, and it's in there. It is a strike, and the count goes 0-1.
Yeah, and Lexi Kilfoyle obviously pitched extremely well on Thursday night. She's going to work a hard drop ball in the upper 60s, lower 70s, which she locates very well in and out. She'll also mix in an off speed that she can throw in any count, which is super effective to disrupt a hitter's timing.
So the second one called strike 0-2, quickly ahead, just like what we saw on Thursday night for Lexi Kilfoyle. And that one up and off the plate for Henry. Henry, number 14th in the Big 12 in batting average. Number 1 in the Big 12 in stolen bases attempts, and has had a lot of success doing it. Number 1 in the conference in stolen bases as well. Rosie Davis backhands it, makes the throw in time. Rosie struggled a little bit in game 2, threw a couple off the foil in the circle. The first pitch to Mia Scott is going to be caught by Tim, and there's out 2 very quickly in the top half of number 1. Good start for Rosie after a little bit of a struggle yesterday. Yeah,
that was a really nice play by Rosie Davis to get that backhand on her knee and turn around and make a great throw to Carly. We did see her make a couple of errant throws yesterday on those, so good for her to get that accuracy early.
Got to bring up Jolie Mitchell. She's having quite a year. Number 4 in the country in batting average as she chops that one foul. Mitchell, number 2 in the Big 12 in batting average. Number 4 in the country. That one just misses, 1-1.
Yeah, I think we can already see in this game, it looks like the Texas offense is coming out, being a little more aggressive. Mia Scott swung at her first pitch, and Lexi Kilfoyle hit her with the off speed, so a little early on that one, and Jolie Mitchell looks like she's hacking early in the count as well.
She does. Bloodworth over, makes the play, throws in time, out number 3, and 1-2-3 inning for the Cowgirls. We talked about her a little bit, but Estelle Check will get a rare start in this one.
Yeah, Estelle Check is usually in more of a reliever role, but getting the start today, I think she's going to give a very different look coming from the left side. She's going to work a curve ball and a backdoor curve that will start outside for a righty hitter and kind of curl back over the plate. So really just work side to side on these hitters.
Cowgirls have been very aggressive offensively. The Cowgirls in game 1 able to put up 9 hits. Game 2, Cowgirls came right back and put up another 5 hits. The Cowgirls have led often. They've scored 29 times now this season. They're 26-3 when they do that. Last night, one of the rare times in which they don't. They lost yesterday after scoring 1-0, lost 2-1, and Talon Edwards is Texas and Coach Mike White. And Check in the circle. 1.54 ERA coming in, and she will face Rosie Davis, looking for her first hit in the series out of Readyville, Texas. Just a freshman, batting .371. And takes ball 2. So 2-0 count here with 1 gone. And stays off of that pitch, a little high and inside, and Rosie out to a 3-0 start here against Check. That one's in there for a called strike. Cowgirls are seeing the 4th different pitcher in this series. Again, talk about the difference of that versus seeing Lexi Kilfoyle a second time, but she really kept the Texas batters off the bags really well. And that was going to be bobbled, and that's going to be probably scored an error for Rosie Davis, and she'll be at first. But the advantage of that is we take a look at this one again.
Yeah, the Texas defense just hasn't been clean in this series so far. Mia Scott gets a good jump on that ball, but just, I don't know, it just pops out of her glove there. Definitely a play you want to see made by her defense as a pitcher. So I'm sure Texas looking to clean that up in this game.
No doubt. This is a team that has struggled when it comes to the number of errors, and Carly Godwin will go to first after she is plunked. And the Cowgirls have runners at first and second. The Cowgirls have had a lot of early base runners in the first 2 ball games, including this one now.
There's Check. You know, her curveball moves so much that Carly Godwin kind of gets up on the plate there and just takes it off the elbow guard, it looks like there. So good job by her.
So the Cowgirls took the lead and really just leaked away in game 1, 1-5-0. Again, after a review wiped away a Texas run, the Cowgirls took a 1-0 lead last night. But then late, as you said in that ball game, you just kind of felt like Gutierrez started to really settle in, and Cowgirls struggled. But the Cowgirls' approach has been be aggressive, and they have battled very, very well so far at the plate in this series. And Atwood calling time and finally gets it from the umpire. And now I guess we're ready to go again. Start the clock over. So I want to go back to the question, though. Lexi Kilfoyle, they've seen her. Cowgirls have not seen Check.
Yeah, it's tough, I think, as an offense coming into game 3. You really never know who's going to start. So you kind of just have to be prepared for everything.
Well, the Cowgirls are prepared for that pitch. Caroline Wong, sound the horn. The Cowgirls, a 3-run shot, and the Cowgirls take the early 3-0 lead. Well, that's a way to be ready right there, and the Cowgirls dab it up as they come across home plate, and Caroline Wong just left the yard.
Yeah, Estelle Check, I think this was a backdoor curve. She starts it a little bit on the outside half, and it curves right back over the heart of the plate, and Caroline Wong able to get around on that and send it over the fence.
Well, they may not have seen Check, but they obviously seem to be very well prepared as they're able to get 3 of the first 4 batters on, and the 4th batter, Caroline Wong, sends one over the left field wall for a 3-run shot. Claire Tim hits that one hard again. Very good. Even if it's foul or if things aren't going right, the Cowgirls are showing early that they're kind of on Check.
Yeah, it looks like they're just being very aggressive so far, and also taking what they're getting from the defense. You know, Mia Scott made that error. That gave them a free base runner, and then a hit by pitch, another free base runner. So when stuff like that happens, the offense kind of just gains momentum and makes it easy to get some runs on them early.
The right fielder, Claire Tien, batting .356 on the season. Hits that one, got underneath it, and it's going to drift over to Scott at third for the second out of the inning. Three home runs in game 1, 0 home runs yesterday, now 1 here. But, you know, Gutierrez did a great job of keeping that ball down and not letting Oklahoma State lift it out of the stadium.
Exactly. Gutierrez, I was looking back at the box score. I think she gave up 4 hits in those first 2 innings and then only 1 the rest of the game. So she really did settle in and keep the ball low and do a really nice job.
Cowgirls number 10 in the country in home runs. Texas number 15. Cowgirls number 2 in the conference at 50, and Oklahoma, or Texas rather, number 3 with 43 on the season. Oklahoma by far number 1 in that category with 75 round trippers on the year. 0-2. The designated player, Michaela Wark. She's had a good series so far for Oklahoma State. 2 for 6, had 3 RBIs in game 1, and she will hit that one over to Scott. Scott's able to flip the hips, make the throw, and get.
Yeah, not really surprised to see her again in the circle today. I do think She gives the Cowgirls the best chance to win every time she goes out there. So it'll be interesting to see how the Texas offense adjusts today.
That one is hit up, and Davis calls off Godwin as Reese Atwood, the incredible offensive catcher as well, did a great job all season long. But Cowgirls got her to pop out to first, and there's out number 1. So a first pitch, 1 pitch, pop out, and again, not having to work too hard yet is Lexi Kilfoyle. That one's in there for a called strike to Viviana Martinez, the shortstop out of Tolleson, Arizona, batting .318. Martinez 2 for 7 on the series. For these two teams, Texas left 16 on the bag, 7 in game 1 and 9 in game 2, and both teams probably have felt like they've missed some opportunities lighting up the scoreboard a little bit.
Yeah, Texas has actually been getting a lot of hits, and Oklahoma State has just been doing a good job of holding them to singles. And like yesterday, you said so many runners left on base. It seems like each team, all they needed was 1 or 2 more clutch hits, and the score would have been much higher. Would have
changed things. The Cowgirls had bases loaded in the second, got a tag fly, sac fly score out of it, and they couldn't produce any more runs. Then the double play in the third, which was after Bloodworth got caught in a rundown at third. Rosie Davis gets caught trying to steal second after she had the single, and 2 big calls which nullified an opportunity for Oklahoma State. And Texas, as we've said, they've just left a lot on. That goes back to Lexi in the circle. When Coach White's team is so offensive minded. And it's interesting, too, when we were talking to him, he said, basically we were asking about whether or not, is it about the approach? And he said, he goes, it may be about the approach, but I really think it's more about individual work. More than an idea of how to hit, it's about us getting in the batter's box, getting in the cages, and working individually and just working through things. So he attributed more to that than really a philosophy. For you, was that where your success came from, just getting in the cages and working?
Yeah, I think, Coach White talked a little bit about how a couple of the big things they talk about are getting a good pitch to hit and being on time. And that was kind of my mindset as well. Like, those are the 2 main things I always looked at when I was struggling, because I knew I worked on my swing so much growing up. My swing was fine. All I had to do was get a good pitch to hit, be on time, and most likely I was going to find success. So those are 2 main things to really focus on in practice, especially once season starts.
Martinez having a good at-bat right here. Had the long foul ball, but drifted way foul. And the count's full at 3-2. And he's hit the ball pretty hard here in this at-bat. Competed well. Kilfoyle comes inside with that one, and Martinez is on with a walk. In game 1, she only issued, she being Lexi Kilfoyle, 1 walk the entire ball game. So base runner on for Texas. You always just, they put so much pressure on you from an offensive standpoint with their speed and putting the ball in play. This team is one of the best in limiting strikeouts. They only had 87 strikeouts coming into today's game. That's best for actually second best in the conference. One of the best in the country as well. They make you pitch them a pitch they want to hit. They're not going to swing off the plate very often.
Exactly, and kind of like we saw in the past couple games, even if they aren't getting pitches, over the heart of the plate, they're still putting balls in play and getting singles here and there and making the defense work hard, making them, play catch and do everything right to get them out.
2-1 count here to Alyssa Washington. Batting .341 on the season. Washington 1 for 6 on the series, and she fouls that one off. Count even at 2-2. One gone, Cowgirls battling. Another terrific crowd here. And that was a slow roller to Lexi. Won't have the double play. Does flip it over in time to first to get the second out, but a runner will advance to second. Interesting to watch Ivy yesterday, who did a great job in relief. She was struggling. She struggles a little bit with the overhand throw to first, and Lexi just flips it over no problem.
Yeah, Lexi Kilfoyle is a great fielding pitcher, especially being a drop ball pitcher. She gets a lot of ground balls right to her. So for her to be able to snag those balls and, you know, come off the mound, I guess, come out of the circle and make those plays is really important for her success.
Two gone, runner on. Texas trying to scratch one back across and cut into a 3-0 deficit. And Katie Stewart, the freshman, batting .363, trying to help her team out here. That one is fouled off. Mentioned the crowd looking for close to a record-breaking series attendance this weekend. 1,200 plus on Thursday, 1,600 plus yesterday, and expecting to be near a record single game record today. Beautiful afternoon, little cloud cover. Winds are not quite what they have been. Tailgate area has been full. And Stewart battling in there at 1 and 2, fouls that one off. I know it's Easter Eve, but I think I spotted the Easter Bunny. Maybe it's just me. Out there in the Outlaws section, that's where the family and friends are of the team. What they call the Outlaws section, and Texas would like to offer the Easter Bunny a yellow egg, but Lexi Kilfoyle going to try to keep that from happening. 2-2, 2 gone.
Yeah, Katie Stewart is making Lexi Kilfoyle work in this at-bat. Lexi Kilfoyle is just hammering that lower inside corner, trying to get her to roll out a ground ball to her third baseman. And she just keeps battling, fouling pitches off. Nice take there on the outside corner.
I tell you, crowd was a little disgruntled with the home plate umpire last night, and crowd didn't like that no call as well either. Katie Stewart, though, did, and the count will go back to full here, 3-2. The pitch, that one is hit sharply to Davis. Davis tries to make the throw, does in time. What a play. Backhands it, wasn't clean, but had the speed and the arm to get it to first. ACC sprinkled in, and Big 12 well represented. Katie Lott will get the Cowgirls going here. That one is fouled straight back over the backstop. Katie Lott's 2 for 5 on the series, and lets that one go outside for ball 1. And we talk all the time too in baseball about lefty-righty matchups. Talk about that left-handed release from a pitcher coming out of the circle, certainly with you being a left-hander. I don't know how many you saw on average. Maybe 30% of the pitchers maybe were left-handed, but talk about just the complications that coming from either side can present.
I think it's really tough for a lefty facing a pitcher like Czech, because she's such a good curveball. It moves so much from left to right. So when you're in the box as a lefty against her, it looks like the ball is going to hit you in the hip, and then it curves and it's a strike. So that's a really tough pitch right there. And then also for righties, it's coming into them. So I know a lot of right-handed hitters like that, so they can, get their barrel out.
Couple of good hits by Katie Lott. The first one foul and that one into center field. Phil Georgia junior batting 179. Had a double last night. And it was a first pitch double. This time she fouls it off. But again, going after that first pitch, being very aggressive. That's that one run off the plate, 1-1. Bloodworth hits that one into the 2-hole gap, and Washington backhanded it and makes the throw in time. Well, Washington has got some terrific range. I thought she struggled a little bit as we see some activity in the Texas bullpen, but Washington struggled a little bit in game 1. Boy, she was spectacular in game 2.
Yeah, she's just a great defender. I think she's she's the captain of this team, so a big leader in the infield, and I've seen her make some amazing plays, especially to her forehand side. So really solid defender for Texas.
Scotland David, center fielder, getting her opportunity today. Came in and pinch hit yesterday. 4 knee injuries. 4 times this young lady has had to rehab her knees, had a broken hand, all kinds of adversity. Of course, lost her sister several years ago, and there's a great feature coming out on her and her family to be released soon, but just an incredible story of overcoming adversity. No matter how much adversity you've been through, if you read Scott, or if you follow her story, know her story, learn about this young lady, she is an absolute example of how to overcome all sorts of kinds of adversity.
Exactly, and she's the type of person too, every time you see her, she has a smile on her face, and just knowing everything that she's been through and, all of that. She's so positive, such a light for the Oklahoma State team. She
is so well beloved. In this piece, Kenny Gajewski talks about the joy that her teammates had for her when she hit a home run. And I mean, she launched one, hit the Cowgirl scoreboard. It was an absolute shot. And the crowd erupted. And the joy for her in that dugout was it was palatable from here. She is truly a beloved figure on this roster. Count full for David. Check swing, stays alive there, battling with her opportunity right here and forcing check to work a little bit. She'll step back in, and here we go. The 3-2. That's a rocket, but it is foul. Starting to time her up a little bit, hitting her hard, around a little early, obviously, as it goes foul, but that's a well-hit ball by Scotland.
Yeah, check keeps coming in with that backdoor curve. You can see it starts very inside on Scotland David and then starts to curve over the plate. So she's doing a great job protecting and trying to stay alive in this at-bat.
Another foul tip out of the glove of Atwood. She nearly had it, but she couldn't squeeze it. Fell to the ground, and the Count will stay 3-2. That one is going to be popped up, and Atwood able to come back and get that one for out number 3. So a good AB, but ends up in holds the top spots in a lot of different categories, but the Cowgirls have been able to equal Texas. In fact, the Cowgirls have outscored Texas 6-2 in the series, winning 5-0, losing 2-1. And this is one of those games that could help decide the seedings in the Big 12, as Ashton Maloney, the right fielder, I mentioned earlier she's having a day or having a series 4 of 5 on the weekend, down in that bottom of the order, and she's done a good job of finding a way to make sure she's on helping that bottom of that roster get turned over.
Yeah, she has done a very good job of just putting the ball in play. And
so
there
again.
she does it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on cue. I mean, that's good back control, and just squirts it over Edwards and finds no man's land.
Yeah, really good two-strike hitting here. She just punches it through the left side, and like we've seen her do this whole series, if she just puts the ball in play, she can run. So she gets down the line so fast, puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and she's done so well getting on base and helping to turn over the lineup.
There's ball 1 to Bella Dayton, the left fielder, batting .381. One of the seniors on this team looking for her first hit of the series. And that one is just going to be outside the third base line, and Texas in the process of trying to manufacture some runs, get some runners in scoring position. Little hit and run going on there, and trying to find a way to get some speed, and Maloney over there at second base. Again and again fouled, and the count will go to 1-2. So Dayton will, again, the left fielder will step back in and see if they go with the same philosophy here. Or not, that one misses 2-2. I know we pointed this out several times on Thursday, but it's worth pointing out again. You're asking Lexi Kilfoyle to come right back in 2 days later and face an extremely tough batting lineup, and she does things like that right there. Just very gritty, doesn't show the emotion. And I'm with you. I like seeing a little fist pumping every now and then. But when you know there's going to be so many highs and lows against a team like Texas, you have got to stay even keel, and she is able to do that.
She has done exactly that, especially on that pitch right there. Just pulls the string, catches Bella Dayton frozen right there. She's just so confident in the circle. It doesn't matter who is hitting. She knows that she's going to go out there and throw her stuff, and her stuff is good. So just a great pitcher. No
doubt about it. And the stuff's been good for Texas as well. And they have struggled against Lexi Kilfoyle so far and getting clutch hitting. They've had some hits, but not putting a lot back to back, as the roster, the order I should say, did get turned over again. And Henry, the center fielder, takes ball 2. Henry batting .412 on the season. Number 3 overall ranking in that top 50 class of 2023. Takes strike 1 there.
She's been such an impressive freshman. Like, she does not play like a freshman. Leading the Texas offense at the top of the lineup, just has power, short game. She gets on base. She's got a lot of speed. Just so many tools.
Cowgirls trying to get the lead runner. They do. Bloodworth flips to Davis. They get the runner, and that'll be a fielder's choice for Henry. And that's a good job by Bloodworth, trusting she had the time, used good footwork to flip the ball over to Davis. Davis was there in time for the out. It looks easy, but that's a big-time play.
Yeah, that's a tough play for a shortstop. You know, she has speed on first base, speed at the plate, so she knows she has to come and get that and then flip it over to second base. A really good play for the Oklahoma State defense.
Out number 2. The runner still at first for Mia Scott, who flied out her first time up. One of 3 Longhorns to start all 61 games a year ago. And the throw. Oh, my. And that's going to cause a review. There's no way that's not, unless Mike White is right. Mike White says it was the right call. And let's see, first Kenny may ask them to get together and say what they saw, and my guess is if it's not something very conclusive, he's going to ask for the review here.
I mean, to me it looks like she got that tag down before the foot of
the base running. And she is out. So they do get the overturn, as we again thought was the correct call. Wasn't sure if there was enough video evidence, but there is, and that's out number 3. Hurt you, and so that's why these teams need to be highly regarded in the RPI. It's a big deal for regionals, super regionals. It's part of that selection committee's arsenal to determine who deserves those opportunities.
Yeah, I think it's a huge priority for the selection committee at the end of the season, and that's what makes every game so tough in the Big 12 is every single game you're fighting for, a better chance to host and a better position at the end of the season. So really just coming out and trying to win every single game is really important in the long run.
Talon Edwards flares one to Martinez, who gets back and does a good job, and there's one gone for the Cowgirls in the bottom of the 3rd. Edwards now 0 for 2.
80% of the balls hit off of her are ground balls, so she's going to roll out a ton of ground balls to her defense.
And she starts out with a strike to Rosie Davis. And the freshman second baseman for the Cowgirls reached on an error in her first at-bat. And Morgan throws that one way off, taps her chest as if to say, my bad. So obviously she missed her location there, and Atwood able still to bring it in. And misses the low there, 2-1. Fouled in the dirt and back, and pretty much playing Rosie Davis straight away. A little shaded to the lines just a little bit, but pretty much just playing her straight away. And the winds, again, we have seen winds blowing out right to left, left to right, a little bit of everything this weekend.
Yeah, you just never know what you're going to get at Cowgirl Stadium. Sometimes it is really going to help you blowing the wind out as a hitter, and other times it's working against you. So you just really never know.
It's never the same back to back. It is always a factor as well. And Davis comes up 50 on the big swing, and there's a strikeout. Mac Morgan comes in and strikes out her first victim in this one.
Yeah, great start to Mac Morgan's outing. She gets Rosie Davis there on the outer half and gets the strikeout right away.
So that'll bring up Carly Godwin. Carly Godwin is 3 for 7 in this series, and she was hit by a pitch the last time up. The first baseman, and
looked like it looked like she was about to take a huge hack at that pitch and kind of just like tweaked something. I don't know.
Not sure either. Trying to walk something off over there, though. And the 0-1 misses 1-1. Godwin, a business major, and the nation's number 8 recruit in the class of 2023. By some accounts, 9 by others, and takes strike 2.
And she definitely lives up to that ranking, I would say. Coming in as a freshman in the 3-hole for the Cowgirls brings so much power to this lineup.
And she just got rung up. So Mac Morgan comes in, throws a couple of strikeouts, and just like that, the Cowgirls. Lexi Kilfoyle, .87. By the way, Lexi Kilfoyle Also has a terrific batting average at .417. Hasn't batted a lot for herself this year, but started a little bit more. We've seen that a little bit. And you've seen her hit a lot, so I mean she's very capable of helping offensively as well.
Definitely, she has so much power too. It's really awesome to see her work because she's such a dominant pitcher and a really good hitter as well, and to be so good at both of those things is a really hard skill.
Gets ahead of Mia Scott here, 1-2. Scott batting .402 on the season, popped out her first time up and trying to get Texas some base runners. That one is going to be hit just foul, and that spin tailed it out. It looked like it had a chance to drop in, and then just as it crossed the third base line, just started tailing off to the left.
I think Mia Scott has been such a fun player to watch too for Texas because she's another one of those athletes that's so versatile. She can hit, slap, bunt, and run so fast. She almost beats that one out. Just the speed down the line, putting so much pressure on the defense.
No doubt about it. I mean, you just saw that. That's exactly right. All-conference second team a year ago, all-freshman team a year ago as well, and you saw why. The pressure she puts even on as quick as Talon is to the ball. That is a close play at first, but an out, a ground out for Scott, and that'll bring up Jolie Mitchell. And the first pitch to Mitchell is a called strike. Cowgirls been fantastic in their fielding percentage on the year. Been very good, near 97%. Again, unlike Texas, it comes into this ballgame with 37 errors. The Cowgirls 20. And that's put Texas in a few precarious situations. But you talk about overcoming that. I mean, this Texas team is 29-4, 9-2 in the league. Despite those errors, they've been able to overcome it with pitching and their hitting.
Yeah, and going off of that, I think for the Cowgirls, their defense has been so impressive because a lot of these infielders are so young and new in their spots that for them to be doing so well at this point is amazing.
How about this amazing pitch? Got Mitchell looking, and you don't do that very often.
No, and that is an awesome pitch right there on the outside corner, you know, using her drop ball. Jolie Mitchell didn't like that one, but a really good pitch by Lexi Kilfoyle. Only
her 9th strikeout of the year for Mitchell, and we said it before, they don't do that very often. And how about the off speed there? Reese Atwood way out front, pitching her backwards there and got out 0-1 as Mitchell was sitting fastball and way out in front of that one. So good start to the inning for Kilfoyle. That one off the plate, 1-1. And we've talked so much about Atwood and just how good she is. Appeared in 58 games in her first season last year. Her mom was a college basketball player. We talked about that as well. The fact that oftentimes when you see one college athlete, if they've got siblings, you get just a very talented family typically. And that's the case with the Atwoods.
And I've been impressed by her this series as well because she's so well known for her power and her RBIs and her run production in that way. But in this series, she hasn't been seeing a lot of good pitches to hit. She's been pitched to very well. Ivy Rosenberry, Lexi Kilfoyle putting balls on the corner of the plate, and she's just taking what she can get. She's hit a few singles so far, so just doing what she can to get the offense going. 3 for 8 in the series, but doesn't have an RBI. So again, she's had some hits, but it's been some problems getting on base ahead of her, and so she hasn't had many opportunities. And as we talked about, the Cowgirls have sprinkled out the amount of hits they've allowed in this series as the count evens at 2-2. But you do have to be careful. Jolie Mitchell, Reese Atwood, obviously very, very talented, has been very good. 12 home runs on the season. But
she strikes out, and that's her 11th strikeout of the season.
Against number 10 Oklahoma State, but the Oklahoma versus Texas series, I'm sure everyone in the softball world has that one circled on their calendar. So definitely excited to see how that plays out next weekend.
As they will with Bedlam as well. And Caroline Wong home run, her 11th home run of the season just a moment ago, and that puts her in some really good, great company as far as catchers are concerned at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, it looks like she is tied for the second most home runs by catcher with a couple other catchers that have been at Oklahoma State, Julia Cottrell and Ryan Realmuto. So great job by Caroline Wong.
Yeah, Julie Cottrell here, of course, just a couple of years ago. Realmuto was here in 02, and the record goes back to 2007, 14 home runs by a catcher, and that was Courtney Toddy, I believe is how you say Courtney's name. And she owns the record for a catcher. The overall record, by the way, is 20. Samantha Shao came in and took care of that record. And already with 11, Wong's going to be threatening that record, you would certainly assume.
Yeah, she's definitely on pace to get up there with Samantha Shao and do some damage.
And the Sharpie is getting laced out there. Speaking of laced, there's one hit into center field, and Henry does a great job sliding in, gets the glove out, and absolutely a web gem right there as Henry able to slide underneath that one.
Yeah, Caroline Wong kind of gets this one off the hand a little bit. It's dying, and Caden Henry with a great effort charging that ball right away, makes the diving catch. A huge out for Matt Morgan.
So one gone here in the bottom of the fourth, and that's a big one right there. If it gets by her, that's going to be a double for Wong, and Tim slow rolls that one to first. Stewart is able to field it for out number 2. So 2 gone here. Very quick work for Mac Morgan. She has come in and she has looked way different than she did in game 1.
She's been dealing so far, just using her drop ball, keeping Oklahoma State, at bay so far.
And there's a called strike on the outer edge for the designated player, Michaela Warwick. And Warwick on the series is 2 for 7. Those 3 big RBIs, though, in game 1. Hits that one into center field. Henry camps underneath it. And a quick inning in the bottom of the 4th. So this 3-0 score is held since the first inning, and the Cowgirls still lead it by 3. This is big them on the road. That's what they're trying to accomplish here. The series tied up at 1 apiece. And that one is hit. Rosie Davis off the bounce. Throw over in time. Able to record the out very quickly there to Viviana Martinez, who is 0 for 1 with a walk now. A lot of ground balls. Lexi Kilfoyle continues to do that. And we saw Martinez foul a couple hard shots off. Ended up drawing a walk, but haven't seen a lot of other batters so far really hit Lexi hard.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's something that the Texas offense, I'm sure they're going to want to get going, try to get on plane with that drop ball a little better, get a little lower in their stance maybe and try to elevate. I guess she just elevated that pitch, but elevate the drop ball and maybe they'll have a little more success.
Yeah, it didn't really pound it though. That ball was obviously going to be caught, and you're helping the pitchers out taking first pitch strikes. And again, you don't want to take strikes and get behind in the count, but boy, these innings have been going very, very quickly because the batters have been so aggressive. And there's a called strike to the first baseman, Katie Stewart, who grounded out to second her first time up. And Lexi Kilfoyle.
I was talking to Coach Carrie Everly a little bit about, her pitch calling, and I think we can see today that Texas, the offense came out very aggressive, swinging early in the count. So then Coach Everly adjusts by throwing a lot of first pitch off speed and getting them to pop out on those pitches, swing and miss at a lot of those pitches. So just her strategy of, seeing the plan of the hitters coming in and then being able to adjust and pitch to Lexi Kilfoyle's strengths there and just keep them off balance the whole series. One and two here, and
And a strikeout. And the Cowgirls been good with ground balls. We'll tell you that's impressive. And Mac Morgan has been very impressive since she's come in relief. Did the same thing in game one. Gave up 1 run, but 5 hits. And Cowgirls were able to win game one 5-0. But she has looked a little more dominating in the circle here this afternoon. And Katie Lott on the 2-0 takes the first strike of the at-bat. And Katie Lott swings big at that one in the count, even at 2-2. Kitty Gajewski is 18-11 against Texas. Of course, Mike White in his 6th year, but Oklahoma State's had a lot of success under Kenny Gajewski as Katie Lott comes up empty and another strikeout. That is the 3rd of the ball game for Mac Morgan.
Mac Morgan just pounding that outside corner on Katie Lott. It looked like, you know, that's just such a good pitcher's pitch, and it looks good coming in at the knees and then kind of just falls off the table and drops so low and gets Katie Lott to miss over the top.
So 1 gone, and Megan Bloodworth shows bunt and misses on that one, and she'll fall behind here. The Cowgirls in this series 42-33. They're even in Stillwater at 17-17. The Cowgirls are 13-7 in their last 20 versus Texas overall. And those Cowgirls have had, we've talked about Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State have been the top 3 teams in this league. Obviously, Oklahoma's been the top team, but Oklahoma State's been number 2, and they've kind of held Texas at bay at number 3 for most of the last several years. Bloodworth, swing and a miss, strikeout number 2. Morgan getting stronger in the circle.
Yeah, same pitch almost, just that drop ball in the outer half and getting the Oklahoma State batters to swing out of the zone.
Scotland David will have another opportunity for Oklahoma State. Takes ball 1. Scotland grounded out, or popped out, excuse me, to the catcher last time up. Batting .222. Only her 19th at bat of the season, and that one's hit right back to Morgan. Takes it calm, cool, and collected, flings it to first, and we're done. When you don't let them get it off the ground, it makes it very difficult to score runs, and Oklahoma State should continue to take advantage of that.
Yeah, when you look at the Oklahoma State pitching staff, they have 3 pitchers in Kilfoyle, Acock, and Rosenberry, all who dominate a low drop ball. So for them to keep those balls low and roll out the ground balls, it's the way they find success.
Maloney steps in for Texas, and you know, one of the few players that's had success in this series, and certainly over the last 5 games.
Yeah, it looks like she's hitting .538 in the past 5 games, and she's just been so consistent at the plate in this series. Just, you know, she's hit a couple of choppers to Talon Edwards at third base, been able to beat him out down the line, and just keeps getting on base for the Texas offense.
5 of 6 in the series. She's been really good, and both teams have been good here as of late. Starting to see the strikeout count start to elevate. And that's certainly good news for Oklahoma State as Texas starts to run out of outs. For Texas, not good news as they trail at 3-0 here. They would certainly love to find a way to at least get 1 or 2 here and give themselves a better chance going into the final inning, if it is to be the final inning. Oh, did I dare say it. That one is hit. Bloodworth comes on throw, and one of the rare times Maloney has not been able to reach base. Good job by Bloodworth got her feet set very deliberately, fielded it well. You can see the focus as she came and attacked that one off the bounce and makes a good throw in time. Texas will get a chance to go through the heart of the order one more time. Right now, the 9-hole hitter, Bella Dayton, the left fielder. Ball's behind 0-1. And that one not in there for a strike as it misses. Pulls back just in time. And the 1-1 misses. Yeah, we talk about talented siblings. Again, Lexi Kilfoyle, her brother Darren played at St. John's, played for the St. John's River State. Had a brother play for North Florida, played a little football, I think, there. Younger brother Andrew plays for the University of South Florida. Yeah, very talented family in the Kilfoyles. Mom and dad in attendance here in Stillwater to watch this one. Falls behind here, 3-1. And that is a foul. Just caught it into the glove of Wong, and the count will go to full 3-2. And Kilfoyle has struck out 3 of the last 7 batters. 3 have grounded out, and 1 has flied out. As that one is just foul. You see the crowd. We've talked about the crowd, and the anticipation was that this one would break the old record, and it has. 1,757 fans here. If you were one of the final 4 walk-ups, you are the reason it's a new record. The old record, 1,753, May 6 against Oklahoma. Now Texas helps the Cowgirls set the new record by 4 fans, and the grandstands helped made that possible. 1,757 in attendance for a great atmosphere here in Stillwater. And we've talked about that a lot. You know, were you playing in front of a big crowd versus a smaller crowd, cold day, beautiful day, and there's just something about this as Rosie Davis let that one tick off the end of her glove, and Bella Dayton goes head first, sliding through the bag, and she's in there safely for a hit. Let's see if they call it a hit. I think they will. That was hit pretty sharply to Rosie, and they do credit with the Texas Longhorns with their 2nd of the day. Only 2 hits for Texas, 1 for Oklahoma State.
That was a really tough play for a second baseman because Bella Dayton smoked that ball. It was a low line drive, and Rosie Davis kind of got caught in between trying to scoop that short hop and trying to fall back and get the long hop, and just tipped off her glove.
That one is hit sharply into left. Coming over is Lott, gets the out and will not allow the tag. So 2 gone, runner will stay at first. Big time play by Katie Lott. Made this catch, gives the Longhorns their 2nd out, and then holds the runner off the scoring position. Great job there, and that'll bring up Mia Scott, the 3rd baseman. She fouls that one back into the backstop. Strike 1. I don't know how talented Mia Scott's family is, but I do know she's got 5 siblings. That's a house full. You have what? 1 brother, 1 sister?
Yeah, just 2 for me.
All right, there's still 3 running around the old Becker household.
Yeah.
Back in the day. 1-1. 2-1. 2 gone. Lexi Kilfoyle trying to finish Texas and get another complete game. Had a complete game on Thursday in game 1. to get her 12th win of the season. Runner going, throw off the bag, and Rosie Davis is going to have to go track that one down as it carols into right field. Dayton is safely in to second. And the count is at 3-1, and they're going to review potentially whether she left early. Did Kenny Gajewski call for this? And it is an out. So 3 outs now in this one left to go for Texas. The Cowgirls will try to get. Mack has 4 strikeouts on the day, and both teams going to go get one more chance to go through the heart of the order. The Cowgirls will do that here in the bottom of the 6th with Talon Edwards, the top of the order, getting a chance to get on the bags for the first time today. She's 0 for 2, but ahead 2-0 in the count here. One of the youngest sophomores in the country, I can promise you that. Talon Edwards, 17 when she arrived in Stillwater, was in the Moore District, Southmore High School. Graduated early, came to Stillwater, earned a starting spot, and went from left field to third base. And that was a half-hearted sell on ball 4.
No,
if the ball doesn't get out of your hand, you really didn't think it was a ball. 3-1. And that one's hit to Martinez. Throws in time for out number 1. And we talk about, again, what Lexi Kilfoyle was doing in the ground balls, but Mac Morgan, strikeout, line out, ground out, fly out, strikeout, ground out. I mean, she has not given the Cowgirls much life since she's come into the circle, and there's going to be another ground out opportunity. Martinez does get Rosie Davis over there at first. Back-to-back groundouts.
Martinez looked so smooth on that play, charged it perfectly, caught it off her left foot, and then threw it right away off her right. Just a really smooth play.
Just looking again, Mac Morgan pitched 46 1/3 innings coming into this. That was the 3rd most on the team for Texas. Tegan Cavan, who pitched Thursday, started that game, took the loss. She's pitched more than anyone else for Texas. Morgan and Gutierrez 2nd and 3rd. Check, who started this game, had only had 27 1/3 innings pitched, but Morgan's come in and really quieted the Cowgirl hitters. The 1-1 misses. Count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, that ground out by Rosie Davis was the 15th consecutive out recorded by the Texas pitching staff since that home run in the 1st inning.
Carly Godwin. This time Martinez has to back up, but she does so, is able to collect, makes the throw, and the Cowgirls are done in the 6th. So zeros everywhere except that bottom of the 1st that's turning out to be a big. Has been special, and she's been special her last 4 or 5 starts.
Yeah, going back to every game that she has started in the Big 12, she has thrown 29 innings through those 4 starts and gotten 27 strikeouts in those innings, only giving up 1 earned run in all of those starts.
Martinez walked in the second batter of the 2nd inning, and they pitched, and the coming on lot had to accelerate, and that may end the streak for Scott. Mia Scott had 20, I didn't want to jinx her, 21 on base streak coming into today, trying to get to 22, but she has not been able to reach safely today. She's been on 20-plus games a couple of times, never been in Rachel Becker's territory. I mean, I think she got on 172 games consecutively. What was yours, 47, 48?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. So Mia Scott, unless this one goes extras, that will come to an end today, and that'll bring up for the Texas Longhorns. Again, they got the heart of the order here. This is where they want to be in the situation with Jolie Mitchell, who's 0 for 2 today. And Mitchell starts out 2-0. Grounded out, struck out. Lexi Kilfoyle has just been very solid. Her ERA today has brought her down to .81. Started the day at .87, and real-time stats says .81, and a double clutch, and the double throw, and the double out for Oklahoma State. Texas down to their final out, and if you're going to be down to your final out, this is a young lady you want to have an opportunity with. Reese Atwood, the catcher, hasn't been on today, but she is definitely a clutch hitter for Texas. Takes ball one.
Just can't believe how well, I guess I can't believe how well Lexi Kilfoyle is throwing. It's like she's done even better today after Texas has seen her in that whole game on Thursday. She comes out on Saturday and just keeps bringing her stuff.
Well, and we talked about what Carrie Eberly has done, right? Changing the pitch and when it's coming and keeping them off kilter. You only have so many pitches, right? It's not like you invented a new pitch that's now you're using that you didn't use Thursday. But when you're using it, how you're doing it, the trust level between her and Carrie Eberly has got to be extremely high right now. There's a check swing, strike one, count 2-1. But you've got to have, there's got to be some pretty good camaraderie going on between pitcher and coaching pitch, or pitching coach.
Oh, 100%. And that's something that's so, I feel like, overlooked a little bit. It's just the relationship between the players and the coaches, and having that mutual trust and respect is so important.
You pointed that out earlier, and I think you're right on with that one. And obviously they're going to be careful here with Jolie Mitchell, but we know the competitive nature of Lexi Kilfoyle, and we know the nature of Mitchell as well. I'd be surprised if she doesn't try to come at her right here. An off speed, out in front, count goes 3-2. So Texas down to their last out, in fact their last strike, barring Mitchell, or excuse me, Atwood extending some things here. Popped out in the second, struck out in the fourth. And that one fouled in the dirt. Since 2019, Kenny G has led Oklahoma State to a 107-15 record inside Cowgirls Stadium. That is a remarkable record and a remarkable stat by Chris the Real Deal. 3-2, here it is, game on the line. Atwood stays alive. You know, the final outs are always so hard, and that final strike is even harder, is it not?
Yeah, 100%. And such a good hitter like Reese Atwood, she is not going to give up easy. She is going to fight until her very last strike.
Crowd, record crowd, 1,700 plus crowd. Going to see Rosie Davis field it, and the Cowgirls have won the series. Once again, the Cowgirls will sound the horn, and Lexi Kilfoyle